Hello, dear one, and welcome. My name is Owen Thorne, and I invite you to settle in and allow the day's cares to slip gently away. Notice the pace of your breathing, the rhythmic rise and fall of your chest, the quiet hush that descends as you close your eyes or gently soften your gaze. You're here for a journey, a soft voyage into a land where dawn's first glow is ushered in by a mythic lyre, played by the hand of Apollo himself. Imagine, for a moment, a realm of warm moonlight and beckoning stars, where the boundary between wakefulness and dreaming feels thin as silk. Exhale any tension you sense in your forehead or your shoulders, letting it flow out with your breath. Let each inhale invite calm, and each exhale release any lingering weight. Soon you'll drift into a tale where luminous melodies herald the morning, and the hush of distant harps brings you peace. You may feel the subtle warmth of your blankets, or the coolness of the night air upon your skin. Each small sensation reminds you that now is the time to rest, to let go, and to allow this enchanting story to guide you into a place of deep serenity. Listen for a moment to the soft hum of silence around you. Perhaps you hear your own breath or the faint whisper of a breeze outside. That's all part of the tapestry of stillness. Breathe in deeply, hold the breath for a moment, and then exhale, letting every muscle in your body relax. Slowly, gently, we begin. In a land untouched by haste, a young wanderer steps forth onto a winding path of shimmering stones. The sky above, draped in the deepest midnight blue, sparkles with radiant stars that seem to bend low and greet the quiet traveller. A gentle hush covers the countryside. No frantic motion, no loud commotion, only the tender stirring of wind among tall grasses. Every blade sways as though in harmony with a silent music, a steady lullaby pulsing through the ground and rising up into the night air. The traveller's name is lost among the hush of this realm. Here, names hold little weight. What matters is the slow, measured heartbeat that resonates with the gentle rhythms of nature. With each cautious step, the traveller feels the velvety texture of moss beneath well-worn boots, taking comfort in the softness of this earth. The path leads toward a rolling meadow where wildflowers glow in faint pastel shades. Delicate petals catch even the smallest flecks of moonlight, illuminating themselves like tiny lanterns guiding the way. Yet beyond these meadows lies something more, a subtle promise in the air, a sensation that dawn is approaching, and with it, a stirring that calls forth Apollo's lyre. Even in the stillness of night, the horizon carries a whisper of sunlit gold. The traveller senses it in the crisp hush just before daybreak, a moment suspended in time. The hush is not of emptiness, but rather a pregnant pause, as though the entire realm holds its breath, waiting for the first chord of a celestial melody to ring out. In the soft hush, a small glade appears, circled by ancient trees whose gnarled trunks speak of centuries past. Their branches twist upward, forging a natural cathedral, each leaf trembling in anticipation of a gentle sunrise. Like a guiding star, A faint glow beckons deeper into the glade, where a slender stream flows over smooth stones, its surface glinting with flashes of reflected starlight. It's as if the stream itself hums with some secret tune, one only the forest can comprehend. Drawn to this murmuring water, the traveller kneels. There, upon the surface, the reflection of the sky is alive. Stars dance like fireflies, and the moon rests upon the current with a pale, tranquil face. As night lingers, the traveller cups a hand and sips from the pristine brook, tasting water as pure as the hush itself. Coolness cascades from lips to heart, and a soothing, tingling warmth spreads, quieting even the most restless thoughts. A little farther ahead, an aged archway of woven vines stands, gracefully marking the boundary between the glade and the open meadow beyond. The vines bear tender leaves shaped like hearts, as though symbolizing the love and harmony that abide in this ancient place. As the traveller steps through, the hush of night deepens, and the song of the stream and the stirring leaves follow. Beyond the arch, the meadow unrolls in a wide tapestry of velvety grass, luminous night-blooming flowers, and a shimmering row of small lights perched along the edges, perhaps tiny winged sprites or distant glowworms, adding their soft luminescence to the scene. Each glimmer is a friendly signal, inviting, guiding, and ever so gentle. In the heart of that meadow, a translucent canopy of pale white cloth billows in the mild breeze. Beneath this canopy, a circular dais of smooth marble emerges, gleaming under the moonlight. Its surface carries faint carvings that tell an old story, curves and lines like lyrical notes dancing across the stone. This is not a place for crowds or pageantry. Rather, it is a stage for the dawn itself, a spot where the gentle energies of the coming day assemble long before the first sunlight brushes the horizon. At its center stands a simple stand made of polished cedar wood, lovingly adorned with gold leaf. One might think it a resting place for something sacred, an instrument, perhaps. Indeed, the dais lies empty now, awaiting the moment when Apollo's lyre will come forth. Legends speak of an ancient promise, that with each dawn, strings of that fabled lyre are set to resonate, warming the land and enchanting every living thing. The traveller senses that even though the lyre is not yet in sight, the very air around the dais glows with quiet reverence. As if drawn by an invisible cord, the traveller steps lightly onto the marble, each footstep echoing like the echo of a distant string plucked in anticipation. Still, the night remains calm, and the traveller finds a gentle place to rest on a tuft of soft, sweet-smelling grass next to the dais. A hush pervades everything, as though the entire world awaits the very moment when the sky will shift from deep blue to the pale gold of impending dawn. The wind, so quiet before, begins to whisper across the traveller's cheeks. It brings the faint smell of dew, along with the soothing hush of leaves in the distance, stirring a sense of awe for what is about to unfold. Unhurried moments pass. The traveller's eyelids grow heavy, lulled by the softness of the meadow and the mild, rhythmic breath of the surrounding forest. Within this reverent silence, a light emerges over the horizon, not sudden or jarring, but gentle, like a slow exhale of shimmering gold across the sky's dark canvas. Tendrils of pale pink and soft lavender stretch across the heavens, meeting the stars that linger, as if bidding them farewell until dusk returns. A quiet hush travels through the land. Trees, flowers, and even the still waters of the stream, acknowledging the arrival of something ethereal. In the midst of that gentle shift, a figure emerges through the vine-laced archway. Cloaked in a robe of moonlit white, the figure strides gracefully, each step whispering with an otherworldly poise. Though the face remains soft and serene, one senses a warmth and a quiet majesty. Leaning upon the crook of the figure's arm is a wooden case, gilded with subtle patterns that seem to catch the earliest rays of dawn. The traveller's heart quickens, not in fear, but in peaceful wonder, for the air grows warmer and more comforting with each forward step of this radiant presence. This is the guardian of Apollo's lyre, arriving just before the sun's rays fully break free of the horizon. With utmost reverence, the guardian approaches the dais and sets the gilded case gently on the carved stand. The hush deepens, as if even the meadow itself holds its breath. Then, with calm deliberation, the guardian opens the case, revealing a lyre shaped from polished gold and smooth, pale wood. Its frame catches the morning's first glimmers, reflecting soft beams of pink and gold. Delicate strings stretch from tip to base, each one shimmering like threads spun from the sun's own light. The guardian lifts the lyre carefully, cradling it as one might hold a beloved child. Then, in this sacred stillness, the guardian begins to play. The first notes float upon the breeze, warm and gentle, a lullaby for the lingering darkness. Each chord resonates through the marble dais, into the grass, and onward across the meadow. It's as though the very air breathes in and out with the rhythm of the notes, and the dew-kissed petals quiver in response. Slowly, steadily, the sky shifts from lavender to pale gold, and the sun peeks shyly over the distant hills. The traveller watches this unfolding spectacle, captivated. There is no loud fanfare, no rousing battle cry. Instead, these tender chords weave a tapestry of light, guiding the sun upwards in a peaceful union of colour and melody. With each breath of the lyre's music, the fields become bathed in new layers of warmth. Rays of light stretch further and further, unveiling the gentle glow of the dais, the ancient trees, and the sleeping earth that now awakens under Apollo's blessing. Animals begin to stir. Tiny birds fluff their feathers and greet the morning with delicate chirps, while a soft rustle in the brush hints at other woodland creatures, rising to greet the day. The lyre's song, known throughout myth as Apollo's morning hymn, forms a promise etched in every sunrise, that in the quiet hours of dawn, hope is renewed, and light conquers any lingering shadows of the night. The traveller's heart fills with calm, as if touched by an unseen hand that assures peace and gentleness. The chords shift then, moving into a slow crescendo that gently rouses each living thing. The hush is never broken. Instead, the music and dawn together create a soft awakening, serene yet profound. As the sun climbs higher, the gentle pinks and purples in the sky give way to a soft gold that reflects on every surface. The dew on the wildflowers sparkles like tiny jewels. Petals unfold, lifting to face the welcome warmth, and the traveller feels a deep sense of belonging within this blossoming moment. The guardian continues to play, fingers dancing across the strings in a fluid motion, each note carefully placed to honour the fragile purity of dawn. There is no hurry, no rush, just a tender, melodic ushering of light into the world. Once the sun is firmly in the sky and its rays stretch across the meadow in earnest, the guardian gently lowers the lyre. The final chord lingers in the air, reverberating until the world stands fully in the gentle brightness of morning. Even then, a faint echo of the hymn seems to drift on the breeze, spiraling through the branches of the ancient trees, crossing the ripples in the stream, and settling into the very soil beneath the dais. Animals gather at the meadow's edge, unafraid. Their eyes shine with a quiet awe, as though acknowledging the splendour they have witnessed countless times, yet never take for granted. A sense of stillness wraps the traveller like a comforting shawl. There is no need for words, for the music has done its work. The guardian closes the lyre back into its gilded case, leaving behind an atmosphere brimming with a soft, renewed energy. With a final, gracious bow to the warming sun, the guardian turns and slips through the vine-laced archway, disappearing into the softly shimmering haze that always follows sunrise in these enchanted lands. Now fully awake, the traveller stands and gazes about. The meadow, once cloaked in night, is alive with colour. Gentle breezes carry the scent of morning blossoms, and the soft calls of distant birds swirl in the air. In this moment, the traveller feels not just an observer, but a vital part of the realm's awakening. The hush of dawn transitions into the gentle breath of a new day, and every living thing seems infused with a peaceful sense of purpose. The travelling soul wanders toward a small cluster of flowers at the meadow's edge, drawn by their pastel blues and lilacs. Kneeling down, the traveller marvels at the graceful arcs of the petals, each drop of dew scattering tiny rainbows in the morning light. Time moves gently here, as if the land itself lives in a state of perpetual calm. Even the sunlight, though warm, settles softly, easing the realm into the rhythm of day. No hurry intrudes upon this place, and the traveller feels each heartbeat aligning with that tranquil pace. There is a well-worn trail leading away from the meadow, winding between mossy stones and ancient oaks draped in hanging vines. Drawn by the prospect of quiet exploration, the traveller follows, footsteps muffled by the blanket of gentle moss. Along the path, clusters of buttercup-coloured mushrooms sprout in dappled patches of light. Wisps of fog trail low to the ground, remnants of night's last cool breath, gliding around tree roots and creeping up the trunks in thin filaments. The traveller passes beneath arches of leaf and vine, each moment suffused with the melodic hush that the morning hymn has left behind. A persistent sense of peace clings to every branch and leaf, as though they, too, are still resonating with the gentle chords that greeted dawn. In a small clearing off the main path, the traveller finds a circle of smooth stones arranged around a shallow pool. Lush ferns and blossoms encircle the stones, creating a natural tapestry of greens, pinks, and subtle violets. This is a place of reflection, a quiet respite where one can linger in gratitude for the day now unfolding. Leaning forward, the traveller looks into the water's surface, calm and mirror-like. The reflection shows a face lit by the glow of morning, eyes brimming with the memory of the lyre's music. A slow breath in, a slow breath out, and the traveller closes those eyes, recalling the enchantment of each note. The quiet resonates in the traveller's chest, a memory, or perhaps a gentle chord echoing in the distance, still playing within. When the traveller's eyes open again, the pool reflects a sky of brilliant azure. The sun has climbed a bit higher, its light filtering through the canopy of leaves. The hush remains, but it is the hush of contentment, of life unhurried. A soft path continues onward, lined by ferns that sway gently, parting like velvet curtains in the morning breeze. The traveller steps carefully, stepping into dappled patches of sunlight, passing under a wooden arch overgrown with sweet-scented blossoms. Tiny petals drift down, carried by the breeze, their soft scents reminiscent of honey and fresh dew. Eventually, the forest begins to thin, opening onto a small glen where a tranquil pond gleams. Tall reeds sway at its edges, brushing the water's surface with the faintest ripples. In the center of the pond, a single lily pad holds a pale blossom shaped like a star. Above, gentle white clouds float through the sky, each shaped anew by the wind. The traveller pauses, drawn to the serene scene. A great heron, poised on stilt-like legs, stands in the shallows, watching the water with quiet grace. After a moment, it opens its wings in a slow stretch and lifts away, vanishing into the dappled sunlight that filters through the overarching boughs. Recalling the melody of Apollo's morning hymn, the traveller hums a soft tune, letting the gentle vibrations soothe body and mind. The notes meander, faint echoes of the lyre's warm chords. Even without the golden strings, the memory of the song lingers, weaving through one's thoughts like a comforting thread. The traveller's eyelids grow heavy, lulled by the subtle hush that envelops all. Yet it is a pleasant heaviness, a sign of peace rather than fatigue. Rest seems to beckon from every corner of this realm, as though the mere presence of that morning hymn drapes the land in an aura of serenity. A path of smooth, flat stones leads across a trickling stream, then vanishes into a stretch of soft grass. As the traveller follows, the hush of wind through leaves mingles with the occasional birdsong, forming a lullaby of nature. Soon, a cluster of willow trees appears, their drooping branches creating a shady enclave. The traveller steps beneath the emerald canopy, inhaling the moist scent of earth and greenery. Here, the light is dappled, casting gentle patterns on the ground, reminiscent of lace or filigree. Under these willows stands a small bench carved from polished wood. Though simple, it exudes a quiet invitation to sit, to rest, and to let the mind drift as easily as clouds in a summer sky. The traveller complies, lowering onto the bench, the wooden surface smooth and comforting. A sigh escapes, unbidden, and in that exhalation is a letting go of all remaining tension. One's shoulders soften, the heartbeat finds a slower, dreamy rhythm. Warm, golden light filters through the swaying leaves, painting the grass in shifting patterns of brightness and shade. The traveller's eyes grow softer, thoughts drifting to the dawn's melody, the gentle chords that awakened this realm, without jarring it from its slumber. In the hush of late morning, time slips into a gentle lull, each breath measured, each heartbeat steady. That sense of watchful calm remains, as if even now the essence of Apollo's lyre resonates within every leaf and blade of grass, reminding the land to remain in gentle harmony. The traveller surrenders to that hush, allowing the breath to come and go without effort, like the soft tide of a tranquil ocean. As the day edges toward a slower pace, the traveller finds a new stillness settling in. The sun is high overhead, but its warmth is forgiving, more of a gentle enveloping than a harsh heat. The world continues in a peaceful hum, as if the traveller's presence here is part of a grand, silent dance. Each living thing moves slowly, gracefully, in tune with the lullaby that began at dawn. If there is any last flicker of wakeful thought, it gently fades now. The traveller's limbs feel lighter, the mind unwinding like a skein of soft yarn. Breathing becomes deeper, and in each inhale and exhale, there is a subtle release of all earthly cares. No burdens remain, only a tender relaxation that seeps into every muscle and every joint. The eyes close softly, letting the hush cradle them in drowsy tranquility. Soon, the traveller's consciousness drifts as though on a quiet tide, carrying them toward a restful realm beyond the edges of day. Perhaps the echo of Apollo's lyre still lingers, a distant golden thread of melody weaving through half-remembered dreams. That gentle music resonates with the slow beating of a heart at peace, a lullaby for all who wander these enchanted lands, reminding each soul that they are safe, cherished, and perfectly at ease. The meadow remains calm. The dais stands as it always has, waiting for the next dawn when the lyre's chords will once again greet the rising sun. In the hush of this moment, there is nothing left to do but surrender to the soothing embrace of sleep, letting the echoes of that celestial melody envelop every thought, every breath, and every sensation. Good night, dear traveller. Sleep well. May the gentle warmth of Apollo's morning hymn guide you into the deepest realms of rest, holding you in a cocoon of quiet light until the dawn greets you once more.